Cheers everybody, this is Eric. I'm back to do a video on how I clean my RIMS tube, particularly the heating element and my mash tun. And I'm going to use PBW to do it. And that's coming up next, stay tuned. One of my rituals with cleaning my equipment is about every 3 to 5 brews I like to go through all of the equipment. And for example, if you look at my heating element for my RIMS tube, you can see where there's some proteins that I've laid out on here. Well, all that's going to be gone. And you can see a little bit of discoloring in the mash tun. All that's going to be gone. See my recirculating port. See, it's got that, and I wash this off thoroughly after I'm done, and it just leaves a residue. I use the good old 5-star PBW powder brewer's wash. I'm gonna hook up the pump. I'm gonna run about 3 gallons, I guess, and that's how it's gonna work here. So right now I'm preheating my water before I add the PBW. The RIMS is getting good and warm. I got it recirculating lightly. Pulled off my second diffuser there so it doesn't get in the way of the stream. It's nice and even. It's going to coat the sides. And throttle back about a good percentage there. While this is recirculating, I want to take a minute and talk about the RIMS tube and some questions that I've had about scorching your wort. I think it's possible? Yes. Has it ever happened to me? No. Have I had stuck sparges? Absolutely, we all have. The reason I don't think we're going to scorch wort using a RIMS tube with a PID and an ultra low watt density heating element is because that heating element's not getting hot enough to scorch your wort. So, you know, the only foolproof way to not scorch wort would be to have a HERMS coil or a HERMS system. They're fantastic. They're really, really neat system. They're very elaborate. This is more simplified. It's cheaper, and it works for me, and it does everything I need to do. Now, granted, this is the 18-inch RIMS tube, and I have a little bit more heating capability because it's 12-inch element. The element comes up to about right to here, where the 12-inch RIMS tube would have, I believe it's a 6-inch element is what you can put in it. But this one I can pack more temperature in that small tube and get a little bit more bang for my buck. I wanted to be able to scale it up if I wanted to down the road, do the full 20-gallon batches, you know, down the road if I'm going to do it. So I just wanted to talk about that briefly, and you know, you're coming from the mash tun into the MK2 pump, out to MK2 pump, into the bottom of the RIMS tube with the heating element. It's going to flow over the heating element. It's going to hit the temperature probe right here. It's in this little thermal well. So it knows the temperature leaving and heading into the top of the mash tun. Now, if you flow it backwards, which I have seen individual flow it backwards, I could see where you could have potentially a cooler stream coming across and hitting your temperature probe. This element's going to fire harder. So by the time it gets all the way around and back up to here, I believe what you're going to have is you're going to overshoot. I believe that's what's going to wind up happening. So you just got to be careful. You want to, first thing the wort's going to hit is going to be your element. So, and it doesn't matter how you mount this. You can mount it sideways, vertically, laying down like this, as long as the outlet is leaving where the thermal, or where the outlet is leaving the temperature probe. I think that'll be best suited. To me, this and a HERMS, the only difference is you're heating the wort directly versus heating the wort with the water that's going around the coil, and the coil is holding the wort. So it's just more elaborate to me. This is more simplified, so that's why I chose to do the RIMS. But any questions on that, please drop them down below. Okay. Oh yeah. All right, I'm at 151-ish too. I'll turn it off, and I'm gonna take a look inside here. All that crap. You can already see it just got up to temperature, so you can already see the mash tun is looking cleaner on the walls. That protein that was there. I'm gonna fire back up. I'm gonna do 30 minutes. Just that short a time, it dropped a significant amount of temperature with the cover off. That's pretty neat. Good, and crank it all the way up. So the next thing on my agenda, it's been about 30 minutes. What I'm going to do is I'm going to power down the RIMS tube. You can easily do this with the Inkbird. You just unplug this, unplug your temperature probe, and it will not fire. It's showing it's in alarm, and it will not fire. So now it picks it back up, and it's going to fire the element. So you don't necessarily have to turn it on or off, and I had the switch added, of course, but so what I'm going to do is just pump it from the bottom of the mash tun through my pump, through the RIMS, and then into my bucket. Then I add more water, heat it back up, and just do a good thorough rinse. Don't want that residual PBW in my container, RIMS tube, none of that stuff. So just be cautious of that. So that's what I'm going to be doing next. This is rinse water. You can see in the bottom of the bucket. I'll rinse until I get nothing else, so that's the plan. Okay, I'm all rinsed, cleaned, did my hot rinse. And the difference, there's absolutely no residual on the heating element. None, zero. Takes it all off, that's for sure. And the mash tun, squeaky clean. This would have been my recirculating port. You know how it had the little stain inside the tubing there, and nice and clean. This would just be my water side for my sparge water. But yeah, that's it. Squeaky clean, clean equipment, happy beer, all that good stuff. Thanks for watching. This is Eric. Cheers and happy brewing. And don't forget to subscribe, give me a thumbs up, all that good stuff, and we'll see you next time.